0. Are we live? We are live. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the J&J podcast. This is Josh Lewis, and we got Jeff J. Cunningham coming here. I think we're ironing out the kinks. I think most of them are ironed out. This is episode number 8, and we are going to be talking about a lot of things today. We're at 8, yes. We're at 007, yet a last podcast. We were James Bond on the last podcast, and now we're at episode number 8. Very quickly, before we get into our first story, I want to kind of talk about what we're going to be talking about today. So, first off, Elon Musk tells advertisers to go F themselves. Jeff, have you seen that?
I was trying to watch the whole video because they tend to not want to air that on a lot of when you search.
Yeah, a lot of the New York Times is taking it down. We'll get into that. Elon Musk says new article headlines are returning to X. How Atina Lopez became a high-earning AI model in Spain, earning 3,000 euros monthly. Mark Cuban says he has no plans to run for the White House in 2024, and he also just sold half his shares or a majority of his shares. Do you see that for the Mavericks?
He did that right in 1999 when he owned Radio.com. I had Brian Cuban on the Make More Money podcast back in the day, his brother, and we talked about exactly how he is. Dude, it's telltale, not the president, but that we're going for a crash. Michael Burry sold all his stuff. You know who Michael Burry is?
Yeah, Big Short. If anybody's ever seen
it. He just had a huge egg. Everybody's getting liquid. He's getting liquid. Something's coming.
Something's coming. All right, so we're going to be talking about Pentagon official, 25 others arrested in Georgia human trafficking sting. Sam Altman is entering his power era. Just bought a beautiful beachfront home. We're going to get into that. New York City law banning discrimination based on height and weight goes into effect. That's going to be a fun one. Elon visits Israel, causing pro-Palestinians to want to cancel him. Target being in hot water. I kind of just want to go on this one. Target in hot water after Black Friday prices being exposed as retail value. And then amid AI boom, Merriam-Webster's names authentic as word of the year. So let's get right into it. The first story I want to get into, and we got to get into this one, is the one that has been like it's spread like wildfire.
Elon Musk, right?
Elon Musk, 100%.
Elon Musk, by the way, and all the things, those are old because as we wait each week, we dump headlines in there. Okay, good, because I haven't seen much of this. I've been trying to see it as I've been putting out fires in my business, making everything we're doing with Change Life Consulting, and so I can't wait.
So there's a lot of good clips from this, but we're gonna react to the one that's going viral right now.
Go fuck yourself.
Whoa!
Apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about apology?
So, do you know who the guy is who's interviewing him?
I do not know. Who is that?
That's Aaron Sorkin. He wrote The Social Network. He's
wow.
So he's very good at writing dialogue, and that is a guy who is speechless. So that guy was just like, whoa. And Elon was basically saying, go F yourself.
Basically,
like, I don't care.
Exactly saying that. He wasn't basically saying that. He was exactly saying for Disney, Bob Iger, which, by the way, shout out to, have you heard of Lamuna Land?
I've not.
So it could be the next Disneyland, man. It looks like. So now the news article by next time is just as people left Target, which we'll get into, people are going to be canceling their Disney subscriptions now. Did you see any of the full interview of Elon on here?
I didn't see the full interview. I've just seen snippets. It's been a busy day for me.
See the part, and I would actually like to pay more sparks. I haven't seen the full interview. I can't know where do you find the full interview?
So I know New York Times, they were doing like their whole deal book review. They removed it. So I think you can, if you go to Aaron Sorkin's Twitter, I think you can view the whole thing.
Here, we'll pull it up so people can go watch the whole thing, because they're going to play clips of it, and that's the crazy thing about.
And then he also said this, which is pretty.
Did you see Chris Cuomo on PBD?
Yeah.
And he was complimenting them and all. He's like, "You're building."
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay? I'm saying
Aaron Sorkin's just like, okay. He's right.
By the way, what? Who? Elon's 100% right.
Elon's right. He's saying.
Did you see the clip? I wanted to play the clip, but I don't know where I could find it. And I think I might be able to find it, of where people, where he basically says, not even that, he says, let the public vote, let the earth vote. Earth will decide if Twitter goes down.
Oh yeah, that's in the longer clip. We should go into that one. Let's see. I think
the whole thing deserves to be played. So
we're not gonna
blackmail me with advertising. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
The Deal Book Summit.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
Why?
I understand that, but there's a reality too. Right?
Dude, I like how clever he is.
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. So, no.
By the way,
what this advertising boycott is going to do? It's going to kill the company.
I watch.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say that they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things,
by the way,
and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform. Right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
So then this goes back to
we'll both make our cases,
right?
And we'll see what the outcome is.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
So
I
play that clip
to admonish me and fact check me real quick. I might be having too much of the screwball. So Aaron Sorkin is the one who wrote The Social Network, but Andrew Sorkin, not related, is just a journalist for CNBC.
Where did fact check came out of? Where did that come out of? Like,
first person I heard saying it, which is why I don't even like to say it, is guess who's the first person I heard say it?
Jim Acosta.
No, but the first person I might have heard somebody else, but when it resonated with me was Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah,
we have a fact-checked website where you can go and fact check everything that Donald Trump says. And like she was really pushing it. Kind of like how she pushed President Biden's birth certificate. President Obama's. But okay, so how did
screen quick?
Of course. If it's related to the Elon interview, because I want to stay on.
Exactly related to Elon. But here, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how do you unpack everything that he's saying? Do you think it's gonna be a detriment to him? If you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, how Do you think it's going? 10 is being this is a super successful move, and 1 is being this is going to tank the company into the ground. Where do you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's super successful. Well, it's one or the other kind of. And the reason why, here, wait, let me go back to home. Look at this. We're right here. Look at live on X. There's
That's
us
awesome.
right here with video. We're like way behind. So Elon, we were behind the time. We're at the beginning with nothing, no followers on X or Twitter. But I'm so proud to be on this platform. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to grow on it. If anybody is, your Leia Halpern, come and pitch me like you did, because she has a whole little thing she's selling on.
All right, get into what you were going to get into.
So Elon Musk here, where is it? Oh no. So one of the guys, and this is a lot of people. So if you search into, how do I search
On the
here?
right, the top now, but it was on the right hand side of the screen. This is not
Yeah, I
good for
wanna
the
see it.
viewers. It's frozen.
Popping up before. So everybody was tweeting out this thing saying, it was the quote Grant did. I saw Grant do, and then I saw a whole bunch of people. Good advertising. Let's see. So by the way, it's the
The
Cybertruck.
screen is frozen, by the way.
What is? All right, hang on. I'll do this. Sure. Well, I'm sharing my Chrome screen. Are you see it now?
Yeah.
All right. So if we go here, I'll just go right to the thing instead of searching it. So I go Explorer. I'm gonna go to my boy. So I was on with Grant Cardone. He said he gave me a shout out today. He's like, I don't know if he has confidence, but look, he put this here, and there was other people posting this, by the way. Dear Elon Musk, I've been attempting to spend money with your company. I am very much appreciative of your commitment and investment in this platform, and I've been wanting to support your efforts and protect free speech since the beginning. Your team, however, keeps suggesting that they want me to conform or be a certain way on this platform in order to buy ads. Suggestions like algorithms may jeopardize accounts who comment on controversial issues.
Deprioritize accounts who comment on controversial issues.
Well, maybe that's why I'm deprioritized. Toyota doesn't want to see their ads, the next controversy. I frankly don't care what conversation is taking place and where I decide to buy an ad. Shame on me if I didn't, my audience was there to see my products. My company's current spend about $50 million a year with Google and Meta. I would like to spend a part of those ads. Please have someone reach out to me. Sincerely, Grant Cardone. Yeah, 4,000 things.
So one thing about Grant is everybody. There's a lot of people who hate on Grant, but Grant is who he is, man. And what that is a great marketing piece right there. That is,
but I think it's very true. You know,
it's true. It's 100% true. But he's
look at all these people
to market.
My boy David, a great thought to go. Elon, please have your team reach out to me as well. He's now making a whole thing of everybody. We could use as many people to get support on X, right? I'm thinking about buying ads too, just to contribute. I don't have 50 million to spend on ads, but what I can afford. Dude, everybody's gonna flock here. I think this is a total win. This guy, Nelson, he does a show, Elon Musk, viral on CNBC to advertisers. Go after yourselves, right? This is a planned in recording. They did this before. And then the other guy, just so you know, and we should probably bring over and do like little catch-ups on Twitter Spaces just to grow as well. I want Gary Cardone. So Gary Cardone was Grant's brother, who I was in here. He is live right now, and he's doing this whole thing. And if you listen to this in here,
take your time to build here, not try and get rich overnight.
I think they should put ads in.
You really can. I mean,
I thought Clubhouse should do it when I blew up on Clubhouse.
Future.
So what do you mean by ads? Put them in that. And here, let's
put a banner right on here.
So,
you know,
people, it's going to be people
are
not going to be able to listen to this.
A lot within my.
Yeah, I know. I'm just showing the part of showing that here. Look, Elon Musk's Palestine thing.
So, what do you think? This is what I think. I'm going to kind of give a big picture view of what I think is going on right now. So, Elon, and this is from a leadership standpoint, and one of the reasons why I started this podcast, because I wanted to share things that I acknowledge that have leadership leanings towards it. So what Elon is doing is what people strive to look for in times of crisis, and that is drawing a clear, definitive line in the sand and saying, this is who we are, this is who I am, and this is what I believe in. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and fuck yourself. And what's happening is you're going to get a lot of people who are going to rally cry behind that because he is showing something that Biden doesn't show. Jeff, what do you think Biden doesn't show normally?
Confidence.
Yeah. But also strength.
Right.
He's showing strength. Whether you agree with it or not, whether you think Elon's like the worst guy in the world, he's saying, we don't need you. Go F yourself. And what I think is going to happen is, since that is inspiring people, it's going to inspire the people who are pro free speech, pro capitalism, entrepreneurs. And what's going to happen is those people are going to flock to X, and they're going to spend their hard earned money to support Elon. And what's going to happen is you're going to have, I believe, people who want to believe in what Elon's saying, and those people are going to put their money where their mouth is, and they're going to spend money with Elon.
Yep. I totally agree. I think this is a win for Elon, and marketing, it's a total win. 100% if he's putting a rock in a hard place. Great book with negotiation. Okay. In marketing, if you're trying to get the best price for ad dollars, okay, you need two things. Okay. You need time and information. Okay. To negotiate the best thing. What he did by that was he has the information. He basically said, we're going to earth decide, basically betting of him being one of the most popular people on earth, trying to really, his great thing is to save humanity, whatever you believe or not. It's funny, all the time I want to be wary about Elon Musk, and anytime he does something like this, I just love him even more. I'm less like, and I think he just champions, as what you said, leaders of like, man, it made me so proud to do this podcast. There was a point in me, like, I'm building a business right now, right? We're at a time right now where we're all being censored. Should we not say what we believe in all the time? And although his words were a little bit choice to go F yourself, right? It still said it like, yo, man, hey, go. I'm not going to take a bribe. You're not going to believe me around, right? It reminded me of exactly what you need to do with anything. When anybody's coming at you with, hey, you need to do this, you take the other road and say, hey, and there's a great quote in Gladiator, the great movie Gladiator, win the crowd and you win your freedom. And the great thing that happened, that we saw happen right now, when Target and Dylan Benjani, the transvestite model on Bud Light, and that people voted with their dollars. And as much as
you know what his name is,
with all the media companies, listen, so many people with all the media companies are going to say, oh my goodness, we need to protect terrorism and look out for this. And Chris Cuomo was saying this the other day. Like, I've never seen the left side be like, well, we got to protect the terrorists. You know what I mean? He's like, which is what's going on. You know what I mean? With the thing, which
it's crazy.
Listen, even with that said, I do get there's good people in Palestine that are the war is horrible, but innocent people, anytime there's war, innocent people die. Okay. That's probably what happened to us eventually if we don't stop and we don't change a leader at the helm, right? We're itching towards that. It could be us tomorrow, right?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that.
My point. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Very polite.
I like
fuckers on this show.
I'm trying not. If you notice, if you go back and watch all our past J&J podcasts, I always interrupted you. I have actually done a decent job, pat on the back here, of not interrupting you. Right? I'll see the YouTube comments and they'll say, "Let them talk. Stop cutting them off." And people like critique how they talk. Oh, Chris Cuomo talks all around in circles, right? And I always think like, man, I really got to work on my communication skills for the keyboard warriors, right? But the main point that I was saying was, this is a win for Elon. And the reason why it is because the quote, win your crowd, win your freedom, right? If you win the crowd for everybody, you win your freedom. And we'll find out. Time will tell. But I just saw in my algorithm a whole bunch of people say, hey, I will spend money on X. I might not be Disney. And then there's just a news article written just now that we'll probably talk about. Thousands bowing to, boycott Disney because he called Bob Iger out. So Elon can just call everybody out after this person too, and they get boycotts.
Bob Iger is in a bad spot. Bad spot. So he left Disney. The GOAT came back and now he inherited a mess because Disney went woke, and they have how many ever movies that they decided that they were going to choose their storylines and what they wanted to push
So
out.
bad. We grew up not being able to listen to watch Disney, to then watching Disney, to loving. I love Disney movies. But all their new ones I don't see. Like, I love Tangled. That had no woke stuff in it. Did it?
Well, listen, I think a lot of things that Disney movies have is that they've always had is like they're talking to the children, but they're also talking to the adults, and that's what made Disney fun because like they were able to have adults being able to be entertained and also kids being able to be entertained. But it pushed to the point where it's like there's so much message. And now Bob Iger is he has come back and he's inherited a mess, and now he has to decide, do I continue with the woke agenda that is not working and take the DEI money, take all that money, or do I go and bow to the masses? And he's in a rock and a hard place right now. I honestly don't know what he's going to do because he's got, what I think is going to happen, what other people
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a pick predicts. Disney will go out of bounds. It'll go bankrupt before.
So I was just about to say, before you rudely interrupted me, they're not going to go bankrupt. They're going to get bought out. Somebody's going to buy them out.
Well, that could be a point if you're finished talking. Are you finished or you pause?
All right. I guess for the sake of this, I'm finished talking. Go ahead.
That could be a point when people are going bankrupt, then you get bought out, right? So they both can happen at the same time.
So I think they're probably it's just like real estate, right? The value is going to deplete.
Should buy them out. Luna Land will buy them out. Disney.
Who? No, I think Apple's going to buy them out.
But Apple also said that they were going to stop their advertising dollars, didn't they?
On X, yeah, I think Apple was one of the companies that would. Yeah.
Oh, should we want to call for a boycott of Apple right now? Let's do it.
I don't care about calling for a boycott of Apple. I just care about saying, hey, listen, Apple, I love your products, but you guys are stupid. You know what you're doing. And as a consumer, I can do that. And I can decide if I want to buy another Apple product or if I don't want to buy another Apple product. But I can voice my concern and say, hey, listen, Apple, I'm not excited to go sign up with anything else that you do right now because, you're dissing my boy Elon, right? Dude, I could say, Apple, I love you. I am a slave to you. And I will buy any product that you put out. Let's go on to the next story.
That's what people did with Balenciaga, which I just can't believe they're still around after what they
Balenciaga was different because what they were doing was they were blatantly using kids in a sexual manner. And
just like the worst out of all of these. Like, okay, I think that's so the fact that they're still around is crazy. All right.
So this kind of coincides with what we're talking about. Headlines to return to X, according to Musk, cannot speak tonight. This is a Yahoo News story. So X, the company formerly known as Twitter, will soon be displaying headlines on its platform once again, at least according to a recent statement by owner Elon Musk. The move comes after the tycoon made the decision in August of this year to remove headlines from the platform, claiming the move would greatly improve the aesthetics of X. At the time, Musk also said that he hoped the tweak would lead to an increase in the amount of time that users choose to spend on the site instead of traveling to third-party websites to engage with their news. Every pixel counts, commented Musk on the move. As a result, with any context to explain whatever link they were posting since August, many X users have been forced to add their own text or captions whenever posting news articles. Now, however, headlines will appear overlaid on top of article images, not below them, as they did before August. These experiments with headlines come as Twitter may be looking to challenge the popularity of the blogging platform Substack, banning some users to post longer form content on the site. So what are your initial takes of this? Why do you think Elon's doing this?
So yeah, just to get more viewership on there. I thought it was perfect for us. I mean, it's actually outdated news. This was before he told Bob Iger to go F himself. When this came out, this was on Monday.
This happened on Monday. Today's Thursday.
Right. So this happened before because that interview happened with Elon, which I got to go watch. I got to find the long thing before they take it down. I'm sure it's on X somewhere. No, I think it's perfect for us with what we're doing as headlines right now. We can post headlines with the press company that I acquired. We can put headlines on there. I think it's a good move. I think Elon was trying a lot of things to get people to stay on the platform wrong. And like in anybody, listen, if I bought a social media network and I was a creative and I was losing money, I'd have to do some drastic things. I think he did a few drastic things because Mr. Beast got really mad at him because he wasn't going to allow any third-party links on it to keep everybody on the platform, right? Because the whole point of social media is to keep you on the scroll. TikTok, the reason why they're killing it with ads right now is because for a long time they unlocked the algorithm, they let everybody go on for free. The algorithm, people spend so much time on it, so then it's easier to tell advertisers, and hey, look at how much ad time. So Elon's not an idiot. He actually was doing it to get advertising dollars, to get people to spend money if they had more time on there. I personally probably spend more time on Zuckerberg's Instagram. If I had to spend something scrolling, that's where I'm on the most, okay? Google Hangout chats a little bit with you guys, right? And I'm not proud of that. Like Elon went out and put out that Instagram promotes pedophilia on it, right? Although I think there's some things that Twitter can clean up too. I know Twitter has like a free-for-all with women and like sex workers, I believe, and only.
No, it's not. It's not sex workers. It's straight up pornographic material.
Yeah. So
like what'll happen is if you, and I'm not saying that you should do this, but if you go on any of Conor McGregor's tweets, not any of them, but a lot of them, what'll happen is since he has how many millions of viewers, OnlyFans girls will post a 15 to 30-second video of them getting murdered by some dude, and I mean that in a sexual way, not actually physically murdered, and post it and say, come check out my website. And it's just done to it's like, whoa.
Right. I've seen it too. So here's the deal. With everything said and just calling it where it is, listen, there's definitely wrong things with Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. And I know there's a controlling. There's a lot more I've seen on Twitter than any other platform of like pornographic stuff. And I'm just like, what the hell?
Which is why, right? Which is why Elon sometimes gets into hot water, because now they can point the finger at him and say, look at what you're.
Well, but nobody does. Like, if anything, and I'm the biggest Elon fan there is, I'm bringing this up. I don't hear anybody else bring this up.
Right. Well, they bring it up about hate speech. They don't bring it up about pornography.
Yeah, the hate. Listen, protecting. We kind of went back to this when I was young. Please bring kids out of the thing. We're about to put something graphic on the news. I remember my mom watching the news. We'd go out. Right now, it's just a free for all everywhere. Like anywhere, everywhere. People getting murdered. You can watch them. Joe Rogan. Did you see Joe Rogan with Sam Altman?
Yes.
And he was telling us, I made me really like Sam Altman watch. I don't think I actually, one time I like an interview, I listened to it like 3 times to really get the people and really hear their cues. And Sam Altman, he was telling Sam Altman how, me and my buddy, it reminded me of stuff in our Google chat. We send the most effed up videos every time we find them on Instagram. And,
right.
And did you, and Sam Altman's like,
murdering people. And one guy.
How do you do that? And he goes, I don't know. It's fun. We're comics. He goes, it's like, it's just worse and worse. But my whole point in saying that, and I've seen it where see why this real, you got to ban it, right? I almost think Twitter should do something that Instagram's doing and just at least put I don't think there should be any pornographic.
So there is like people will, here's the thing. People will rate on videos and say, this is sensitive content, see the content, and you can see it. And a lot of that has to do with videos that go viral. So for instance, when a cop shoots somebody or somebody's shooting at a cop and somebody dies, then there'll be, if a video goes viral enough, the nice thing about Twitter is that the community will rate it and go, normal people shouldn't be seeing this. This is bad. This is violent. But what happens is with pornographic material is it's just spread out and it might be removed, but it's just on it. And it's on it for a while.
I personally, I know this is probably a controversy. I don't think pornographic material should be allowed at all. I know there's a demand for it. I know there's sex workers and all this. I don't think there should be sex workers. I don't know if this is controversial.
So I would say this. I'm with you, but before we get rid of it, we need to figure out where that energy is going to go.
Right. But it's almost so, it became so accepting. And now the biggest thing that's so accepting is now degrading these people who became accepting that we did And now there's all these whatever podcasts and freaking Myron and Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate or whatever in that point saying, I never dated OnlyFans girl, right? And all this like big thing and like making these girls feel like shit, making them feel like stupid, right? When we've just curated the whole content of this, of where it's gone and let down the boundaries of it, right? The end. You remember video games used to be NC-17? It was like, oh, maybe I'll play that game or I shouldn't play that game, right? I don't know if we even have ratings anymore. Like, I don't know if you can ratings. This we used to have boundaries and we used to have accountability for certain content. What you said before, there's like less accountability ever. It's a free for all everywhere.
Right. So, I mean, this is a good conversation to have because I'm curious, like, and this is something that I don't think you and I have the immediate answer for, but I want to give you an example. Let's say I tell you, Jeff, all right, you can no longer eat any sugar, any refined carbohydrates, and any sugar. What else are you going to eat? So what else are you going to eat besides carbs, like any refined sugar?
I mean, we did that. I've done that no sugar diets before, like fasting. I'm supposed to do fasting for Voodoo Church in January. So
great. So what do you replace it with?
With sugar?
With like, let's say you're doing no carbs. Do you eat more of something else?
Yeah, meat.
Meat. Right. Okay. So you're eating more meat, maybe more fats, maybe more healthy fats, monounsaturated fats, avocados. The porn thing is a very important discussion to have because when we take it away, the people who consume it will go find to do something else. So it's like if you immediately just take it away, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but like if you immediately go take it away, there's going to be a vacuum. People are going to fill it with something else.
More like sex trafficking and more like
it could exacerbate some problems.
I push back on that. I think it would be the opposite. I think the reason why we have more stuff and this we can bring somebody on as a guest later on is because people get so desensitized to watching pornographic material that then they have to take these acts out. And even if some of the acts that are filled is, whether people know it or not, is been people either sex trafficked or against their will or paying stuff and really messed up stuff. So I just think by doing it and shooting it, listen, there was a guy I had on my podcast. To never forget this podcast I started. I never aired the episode because he knew a lot about NFTs and all that stuff. He was telling me they were starting an adult film house, basically a porn house in here. And he was just overweight. It totally made sense for him to do this. Okay. And I was literally disturbed by it. I was like, because dude, I taught behavioral middle school kids. Okay. I taught kids who I knew just needed love and attention. I did a coaching call with a woman today who told me that she was overweight, she was fat, and she just wanted attention. And she felt like she was never heard. And when she felt like she was never heard, she then went into a whole eating disorder to get skinny. She wound up looking really good and getting the wrong attention for her body. Okay. And because of that, she started seeking the wrong attention from these guys. What's she looking for? Love and connection, like anybody is looking for. We're all looking for anyway, which you told me years ago before I actually understood it.
Right. So I'm in full agreement. Yeah, go ahead.
My point in saying this is a lot of times when we don't have accountability, when we don't have, hey, this is wrong, this is right, you shouldn't do this, right? And put boundaries on stuff and just have it a free-for-all of, hey, you can go check out TikTok and every single girl's dancing there and all this stuff, right? Which if you look at it, and maybe this is me being biased, but the rise and fall of men is beyond every great woman. Okay. I believe if you show me a great man, he has a great one behind him. And you show me somebody else who went down, it's a woman behind them. You don't think so?
No, it's the man's ego. It's not the woman. It's the man's ego. I disagree. He's fully responsible. He has a conscious decision to make. Am I going to lean into that woman or I'm not going to? And a man has to look himself in the mirror and say, I'm going to walk outside the door today and I'm not going to be influenced negatively by somebody else. But most men are not strong enough to do that. So they let other women influence them.
And I don't know about love. What about when you love somebody, right? Like, because I see people love somebody so much to a point. Maybe it's because they need love. And they get so influenced by a woman to a point. You're right. You're 100% right. It is full responsibility on that. I get you. But there's certain times where if certain things happen, I just think, I'm with you on that, a full extreme accountability. You are right. However, I don't think everybody takes extreme accountability. I think they look at other people and say, that was the rise of the fall of me. You know, this lady cheated on me, whatever.
Unfortunately, yeah, I agree. Most people do. It's easier to point the finger at something else because then you don't have to feel the pain of correction.
Right. My whole point was saying this. I was actually not saying to really blame women. I was saying to encourage women, right? We all wouldn't, any of those guys wouldn't be here without women. So I was more saying that the whole quote, show me a great man, and I'll show you the woman behind him type deal, right?
Right. And you were flipping that on its head.
Well, no, I was saying it both sides though. Like, couldn't it be true both ways? That show me a great woman and a great man and a great woman behind him is 100% true. Mom and dad, etc. We wouldn't be here without mom and dad. But at the same time, Jay and Chantel, right? In a way, you know what I mean? Jay sells.
Listen, so we were talking about porn, and then we went into this. So let's stay on the topic at hand. So this is what I think. I think there's extremes. There's extreme scenarios, like you were saying. Like, listen, there's people you do sex trafficking and everything like that. There's also people who don't. That unfortunately, the dark things that we don't like to admit, and I'm going to say this, and people are not going to like what I'm going to say. So but I'm comfortable with that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of men out there, there's a lot of women out there who are totally okay with being sexually promiscuous and putting themselves on screen. Totally okay with it. They might not be okay with it for the next, after like when they turn 35, then they turn 40, but from their age 20 to 35, they love it, and it's something they'd like to do. Unfortunately, I've seen things like this, documentaries where like, I tried this out. This is the best money I'm ever going to make. I love going to work. I love being a porn star. Those are not sex traffickers. That's the majority of what the porn industry is. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's a reality of it. Having said that, the people who consume this, there's a marketplace for it. The people who consume it, you have people who are just normal people who consume it every once in a while, people who consume it every single day, and then people who are addicted to it, and people who are really messed up. Just by taking it away, you're going to have an effect not only on the marketplace, but on people who are potentially.
So I think the solution, if I can interrupt, is not taking it away so much, but then kind of doing the mission that Andrew Tate says and saying, hey, don't watch porn, don't play video games, go out and work and be the most provide, right? And
that was my point. That's what I was trying to lead us to.
Take away, but I think you could do both. I think you could have loud voices saying, hey, don't do that. I'm better than that, right? I'm not weak in that point where I need to do that. But at the same point, I think you could make it a lot more difficult on laws for that. You can make, and that we'll talk about this with the next art. I don't know if it's the next one on the sex trafficking with the
pull up that story.
Yeah, what was it? Let me find it. I didn't have it right now.
Yeah, so the next story that we want to get into, and this is probably the perfect one for this, is that I lost it. Where are we at?
Pentagon officials, 25 others arrested.
Yeah, Pentagon official and 25 others arrested in Georgia human trafficking sting. This unfortunately happens more than we would like.
Do you know how I got this article?
How? X?
Nope. Because when Sound of Freedom came out, and I fought with Dad about that, this is not a big thing. I searched it to see just recently when I was looking for articles. Hey, and I searched on news on Google and said, what can I find on a news article for sex trafficking in it? Is there anything that's making news? Right?
Can you share your browser as opposed to sharing your screen?
Why does it show us on it?
Yes, it's going to confuse the viewer. It shows us like multiple times.
Sure. That better? Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I don't see what you see, So Pentagon official overseeing federally schools arrested in Georgia human trafficking sting. Stephen Holvaki allegedly solicited sex in a motel room with the undercover agent. So a senior Pentagon official oversaw federally operated school systems in America, has been arrested in a Georgia human trafficking incident. And Georgia is, by the way, where Trump got in trouble for stealing an election. The county sheriff's office last week announced the arrest of 26 people, including Stephen Hovanek, a former chief of staff of the American Division of the Department of Defense Activity, and connected with the alleged human trafficking ring.
So this guy, sorry, I don't mean to interject, but where this guy, he's the former chief of staff for the Americas Division. So what that means is he's the chief of staff for not only America, but the Americas, meaning North America and South America.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually, oops, sorry, my bad.
Hi.
Go back to, sorry, it froze a little bit, so I was trying to get it. All right. So yeah, that's good. Staff of the
America's Division of the Department of Defense Activity in connection with an alleged human trafficking ring. Hovanek has apparently held a position since 2010, according to his LinkedIn profile. Authorities charge Hovanek, age number 64, with pandering, a misdemeanor in Georgia, after he allegedly solicited sex in a motel room with an undercover agent, according to Fox 5 Atlanta. So this is their boy right here. This kind of operation is really important to us because, number one, sex buyers are a huge problem for the industry. Without sex buyers, there wouldn't be a market for the females to continue to be victimized. An agent told Fox 5 on the condition of anonymity. Second, and probably most importantly for all of us, is the victimization of these females. There's not a good scenario for them in this lifestyle. So the goal is to get them out of this lifestyle.
So the crazy thing is if they, and this is crazy, the women in this article can be, let me see if I can stop sharing this, can be arrested. So whoever's the women can be arrested too for soliciting sex. That's how it's written in these things.
Yeah, it's illegal.
No, I get it, which is crazy. So why is porn not, and then this is?
Because there's consent, and consent by both parties.
Okay, so ideally, right? But in a thing like this where there's not consent and the girl's sex trafficked, the sex trafficker even then gets arrested. The girls, I've known this by it. Like, so these, like, I just don't think it's I don't think in this situation, I don't think it solves everything, because I also think our Justice Department is screwed up. So I think if you arrest someone, they go back into the system again. I don't think it's the appropriate career to stop this. I do think so. I do think Sound of
But how
Freedom
do we stop it if we don't arrest them and we let them continue? Because listen, there's going to be sex workers who were put in work by somebody else, a pimp or something else. But there's also sex workers who are girls who are like, dude, I don't care. I have zero standards. I'm going to make $1,000 tonight. I'm going to make $20,000 this weekend. And this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between prostitution, which has been around since Bible days, right? In that, to sex trafficking and demanding against your sex, and someone's paying that. I do think there's a difference in that. I don't think either are right, though. I think both of them, we should have stricter laws on both of them. We have to have accountability for it. I don't think it's good. I'm with the person that there shouldn't be a market for any of this. But let's talk about this, man. We have here's the thing. There's an article, and you can go back to it every time, of everybody in the Congress, and they read off the rap sheet and everything that they've been arrested from, or we can find it later on. And listen, not to say we're perfect, okay, in any manners, but everybody that's in the swamp, in the Pentagon, all this stuff is the most corrupt people right now in America, and this proves it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the swamp, do you think the establishment is ever going to get drained or being held accountable? Or do you think it would always be a forever journey of them just getting away with whatever they want?
This is cool. So I was watching Leah Halpern. She tweeted out a version of Elon Musk.
Suck on my pee-pee? Disney Plus is gay? Go fuck yourself.
I'd like to use one of my lifelines and phone a friend.
Okay, who would you like to call?
I'd like to call Bob Iger.
All right. Our friends at AT&T will get Bob Iger on the line, and we'll see if he can help you.
Wow, this AI.
Hello. Hello, Bob. Yeah. Hi, Regis Philbin, who wants to be a millionaire? Hi. We've got Elon Musk with us right now. He's won
Bernie.
$500 million. Wow. And he's going for $1 million. And he needs your help to get there. Okay. So he's going to come on the line, read a question, 4 possible answers. One of them is the right answer. Elon, you've got 30 seconds. Starts right now.
Hey, Bob. Hi. I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Go fuck yourself.
He's won $1 million.
Dude, the internet is a fantastic place.
What I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing.
That'll get a retweet. Repost. I'll quote Elon. Talking.
Dude, that's internet, man. They are very, very, very clever, very quick. That's one thing I do like about the internet. Let's go to the next story. This one I kind of just want to talk about just because I find it very interesting. New York City enacts law prohibiting discrimination based on height and weight. So the key takeaways on November 22nd, this is last week, 2023, New York City's law banning discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodation on the basis of individuals' height and or weight went into effect. So this is a New York Post story. Basically, they're saying what's going on is a new city law that bans discriminating against someone because of their height or weight went into effect last week, 6 months after Mayor Eric Adams first signed the legislation. The law adds those 2 categories to the list of characteristics that are protected from housing, job, and public discrimination, alongside things like age, gender, race, religion, and sexual orientation, according to the New York Times. All New Yorkers, regardless of their body, shape, or size, deserve to be protected from the discrimination under the law. Body size discrimination affects millions of people every year, contributing to harmful disparities in medical treatment and outcomes, blocking people from access to opportunities in employment, housing, and public accommodations, and deepening existing injustices that people face. New York City is leading the nation with its groundbreaking anti-discrimination law. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I want to hear you go first.
So these are my thoughts on this. Discrimination is never a good thing, no matter what it is. If you're looking at somebody and judging somebody because of who they are or what you perceive them to be, you are not letting that person show themselves to who they completely are. So having said that, what that means is we need to pay attention to people who they truly are. So when you get distracted on here, by the way, that's totally okay. But please try not to disrupt the feed.
So I need to delete off stuff on my computer because I have a whole bunch of videos and we're doing video editing now. So I got to close WhatsApp and some things because I think going live streaming and Twitter is making it. I go force quit and quit something.
So let me get back to the story because we're getting off topic and it's not good for the audience. So basically what's happening is they're saying, listen, you cannot discriminate people based on weight or height. So if they find out that somebody is discriminating because somebody said, hey, I love to eat and I want to be in this apartment. So Councilman Sean Abreu, who sponsored the New York City bill, said it would raise awareness and protect people against employer bias. Fat New York. Pass INT 0209. And then the socials. Lawmakers in New Jersey and Massachusetts are considering similar measures, while places like Michigan and Washington State have already enacted discrimination bans. A brave response to the New York City bill said it would raise awareness and protect people against employer bias. It also changes the culture and how we think about weight. This is the problem. Like I said,
it's a huge problem. When we do marketing, that's what I'll say. When we do marketing, and they market all the Honey Nut Cheerios and the Cookie Crisp and everything like that, and then we close down into COVID all the gyms, but we leave them open. Okay, then we do this.
We leave what open?
That's sorry. Leave the liquor stores open. So drinking would not work out. There's been a whole series of this, and there's been a whole thing of called fat shaming, all this stuff. How about like it would be better for health, right? And then when people take the vaccine, or the people are more or the people are overweight, right? Or they're more acceptable because their cardiac needs to use more. My whole point in saying this is the wrong narrative. If you go to a different country, I was talking to a guy who's in Thailand the other day. He says nobody's out of shape there, right? You go to other countries, nobody's out of shape there. America's the only thing that we like champion not being in shape.
I believe there's other countries that do it as well, but America is one of the leading ones. This is my belief on it. You never, especially being an employer or former employer, you never want to encourage any type of discrimination, because once you open that door, what happens is it can open up to a can of worms. Having said that, if we start to give people a free pass to things that are blatantly unhealthy, what's going to happen is the people's lifestyle and people's longevity is just going to decrease. So here's a news flash, and here's a spoiler alert for people. And you're not going to like me when I say this. Being overweight is not healthy. It's not beautiful. It's not something that you should strive to be. It is unhealthy. I am currently a couple pounds overweight. I'm probably more than a couple pounds, 7 to 8 pounds overweight after Thanksgiving. I need to lose that weight. It's going to affect me when I go up the stairs. It's going to affect me once I go on a walk, once I go on a jog, once I lift weights. That weight is going to affect me, and it's going to put more pressure on my heart, and it's not going to be good pressure, and it's going to make me work harder, and it's going to make all my organs work harder, and it's going to make me unhealthy. The challenge with this is a hard reality of life, and people don't want to be accountable for the fact that they're eating too much. Listen, I had a drink tonight. I probably didn't need to have that drink tonight. That's an added 60 calories. But I did. I'm accountable for that. And if it's adding to my body weight, that is my fault, 100%. So what's happening is if we're putting laws in to encourage people to be unhealthy, man, I just see this as something that could be a slippery slope. And call me crazy. Call me crazy, because I'm going to say something crazy here. But mark my words. Are we going to get to a point where we start putting in laws where we can't discriminate against people who take drugs?
Yeah, probably.
That's unhealthy. We all know it's unhealthy. But wait a minute.
How are we just now starting?
It's discriminatory if you ask for a drug test. How far are we away from that? I think we're pretty close.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm talking about, hey, can we put laws in against less pornography, less sex workers, right? Do that down. No, there's no laws in that. Oh, no, we can't do that. But yeah, we can do laws about this and put them in.
We're putting in laws based on protecting people's feelings.
By the way, that's the East Coast too.
Yeah, that is the East Coast. So, unfortunately, it is part of the influence of what's going on. Let's get into the next story. The next story that I want to get into is something that, I mean, we could go into. What story do you want to go over? Do you want to go into the AI model in Spain? Do you want to bring that one up? Do you want to talk about Sam Altman? Do you want to talk about Target? Which one do you want to talk about next? Target? Okay, I'm going to bring that up. So, I don't know if you seen the videos, Jeff?
Maybe not. No, I really don't watch too much news. I've started watching news because of this. My days, we have a bunch of projects to finish. I'm running a couple companies right now, which I love saying. I have a virtual assistant company. I have a marketing consulting company working over sales scripts and processing. So really, I don't have much time to really look over a lot of news.
Well, what happened was
We have plenty of time, I think, to finish the show, but someone booked a Manect. I'm on Manect for 9:30 tonight. Call.
That's fantastic. Good for you. So what happened was Target was caught with putting the same prices. I'm going to bring up the story right now. Putting a Black Friday deal as a deal, but it wasn't really a deal. And I think this is just a good example of where we're at with inflation.
I think I was victim of one of those deals.
I think we all were at one point or another.
Well, I mean, this Black Friday, I went out this Friday and I shopped at Target and I thought, wait a minute, is that really the sales price? And I bought it anyway.
So this is a New York Post story. As of Monday, the video that had been posted has been viewed more than 38.4 million times. It has generated nearly 60,000 comments and 3.3 million likes. A spokesperson for Target told the Post that the TVs were on sale before Black Friday as part of our early Black Friday sales. So basically, this was the case. They were saying Black Friday sale was $649, but it was already $649. So Black Friday was $649, and these. Oh, wait a minute! Samsung Class TV $329. Oh, Black Friday deal is $329. We continue to offer those items at the same discount during Black Friday, but updated signage to reflect the extended timing, the Target spokesperson told the Post. The company said that in both instances, shoppers would have saved between $20 to $80 depending on which TV they purchased. Those discounted prices compared to the regular price are clearly shown in both sales signs in the video, the Target spokesperson told the Post. Commenters on TikTok reacted to Downey's post with their own experiences. I worked at a Target. I was lazy. Hope this helps. I found one where the regular price was lower than the Black Friday deal. TikTok user Brandon Saunders chimed in. Another TikTok user commented, "We're now putting TikTok comments in news reports, by the way. Far too many of us work retail for us not to check these. Black Friday deals used to be so good. Now I don't even bother. Even online, they raise the price to drop it." So the challenge is I think what is going on right now is a Target store was allegedly caught offering Black Friday deals that were no different than the prices of the big box retail chain sets during the rest of the year. What's happening is Black Friday used to be a huge thing. Remember, you and I went. We
busy down here, by the way. There were a lot of people in line. I went down on Thanksgiving night here.
Well, the economy's probably good there. It was crickets up here. Well, I was in bed, so I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I wasn't going out and visiting people. I've got a wife and a son, and I'd rather spend time with them than spend it out in the cold. I'll pay the extra $80. I don't care.
It wasn't that cold here, so there was a whole line out over here.
Well, I hope not. It's Miami.
What?
I said, I hope not. It's Miami.
Oh, it was cold here the other day, though. It was 68 degrees.
My God, it's 27 degrees here right now.
It was 60 degrees.
It was snowing the other day.
Oh, really? It was, yeah, I kind of missed the snow. We had fake snow here the other day.
So here's the thing. This is what I think regarding the story. I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is a reflection of where we are at the economy, because the economy is not growing in a way that is making people want to spend more money. People are not making more money. The cost of goods have gone up. By the way, President Biden got community noted like crazy when he said, "Oh my God, things are happening that are it's amazing right now. Inflation has gone down so much. So companies need to stop price gouging people." And the community notes pointed to the fact that inflation is still at a 3.2% high than it normally is, which means cost of goods are going to be higher than they normally are. And what's happening is we're pretending like a problem doesn't exist. At least the Biden administration is doing that right now, which to me is the worst way of handling leadership. It's like me being a manager, being a leader, and someone keeps calling out, and I just go, I'm making excuses for them. I never hold them accountable and just let it happen. The people are gonna go, dude, like this is not good. The dishwasher's supposed to be here, the janitor's supposed to be here, the retail clerk's supposed to be here, and they are not here. And what's happening is Biden's saying, it's okay. We're bringing costs down. And then he's blaming it and saying greedy corporate retailers need to stop price gouging. That's not the case. These companies are running out of money and they don't know what to do. So their Black Friday specials are going to be misleading because at this point, they can't afford to put things on a significant discount because why? What's happening is everything is costing higher. Trucking is costing higher. Delivery of goods is costing higher. Everything is higher. It just is because of COVID and everything. That the challenge is these deals really aren't that these deals. And I think people are actually starting to realize that it's inflation and people are getting pissed. And I think companies like Target were kind of caught more of, and I understand they're trying to get more people. This is the problem. They're trying to get more people in the building or to buy for the whole week as opposed to just one day. So as they're trying to do that, they are advertising this price all week and then just marking it as a Black Friday special. But people are finding that as misleading because it's not as a significant discount as they would hope. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, just listen. Target's got to do what they got to do. There's the lazy worker. There's lazy workers who just do that as well. That put them out. There might have been stories. I don't think
this is Jeff. This has nothing to do with a lazy worker. I think you're just listening to a portion of the story and just kind of recapping it. This has to do with everything that's going on with inflation right now, and Target is trying to figure out how to combat it. Not only Target is, every other company is, because they can't offer discounts anymore. So they're trying to put these prices as a significant discount, even though it's really not that much a significant discount for the whole week. And what's happening is then they're saying this whole week we had a sale price, but now there's a super Black Friday special price, but it's not a super Black Friday special. It's the same price as that how it's been the whole entire week since the beginning of Monday all the way to Friday. So what's happening?
You can't fault Target for like having to make money and to listen to pricing, you know.
The way Target is doing it because of inflation. This is a cause of inflation. 100%.
100%. I'm with you.
But the problem, though, I think is Target is being, and not just Target, but other companies are getting to a point where they're doing everything they can to get the consumer in their building that they are just advertising the same price. It's a dog and pony trick, right? So people feel misled. Hey, come in. We have a sale price on a TV at $649. Oh, wow. All this whole week. It's a Black Friday week special. And they go, oh, okay. So $649. Wow, that's not bad. You have somebody walk there. Oh, it must be, I'm not going to do the Black Friday shopping. That's actually a pretty good price. You know what? I'll buy it right now. And then they don't even bother to discount the price even more on Black Friday because it's the Black Friday week special. So you're getting the people that are coming in during the week to buy because they're not going to come out. So you're not going to discount it even more.
BBD just did that. He did the Cyber Monday week special with his courses, buy one, get one. It's marketing. Marketing's done this all the time. I was on with my marketers, Caesar and George, and they were like, there's a Halloween. What's the next holiday? Halloween. Can we do a Halloween 90% offer? People just do this all the time. Black Friday, because so many companies are not in the black, they cannot dip down that low because of inflation. You're right. However, at my Target, okay, where I am, when I went out, I believe it was just a lazy worker why the price was the same price. I wound up buying, it said Black Friday, kind of very similar. And I wound up buying a speaker, a little mini speaker that was $14.99. And I thought, because it was Black Friday, I bought it. But then I was like, you know what? I think this little speaker is $14.99 anyway, you know?
So why are you saying it's a lazy worker?
Because the sticker was, so you remember we used to work at Stop and Shop, we put the sticker on everything. The sticker was over where the video was. It like didn't change. That's my point. It was just like, it was a sticker from last week. And it said, Black Friday, I think it was Black Friday week. I think they did it everywhere on all targets. They used a different thing. I forget exactly what it said, but I remember thinking to myself when I bought it, oh, is this even a Black Friday special? Or did they just put this special out? This is what I thought, right? And my whole point is,
hold on a second. Did you buy it on Black Friday or do you not buy it on Black Friday? Because that's relevant to the story.
yeah, I bought it on Friday, yes.
So you bought it on Black Friday.
Yes, I went out Thursday night on Thanksgiving, and then I went out shopping on Friday afternoon.
Okay, so you bought it on Black Friday, but you're like, is this even a Black Friday special or is it just a sale from last week?
Correct.
Got it. Okay, so I understand what you're saying there. That's not what this is about. This is about them taking sales that they've had the whole week or the whole month and then just putting a Black Friday sticker over it for the same price.
Right, which is what I think I saw. I think I saw the same thing. And it said Black Friday. It didn't have the black and red like sale in that. And I understand they probably did it that way at some of the stores. This was a little speaker they saw, but it said Black Friday week special. And I remember thinking, oh, they need sales. Okay, good for them. They're keeping this on for all week. But wait, is this the normal price anyway? Because you know the tag expires on certain things. Target's silly anyway. You have to put your phone number in for coupons, and you have to have an app for the codes and all that. I don't really do all that. I never know if I get the discounts anyway. They had during Thanksgiving, buy $50 and you get $10 off your order. So I went in for a couple of things. $50 later, I bought a turkey.
Okay, I'm not sure how that's relevant. Let's go to the next story. The point is, inflation is rising. Target was caught in hot water because they were advertising things as Black Friday specials on Black Friday that they've been having the whole entire week, and people felt misled by it. And the reasoning why was Target was trying to get people into the door. They just wanted to get people into the door. They wanted people to buy the items, and the challenge is it came across as misleading because if you're saying, this is why, Jeff, imagine this, you have a course. How much is your course right now?
Well, $4,997.
$4,997. Wow. Black Friday special. Guess what? For Jeff's course. Guess how much it is Black Friday?
It was $497 on Black Friday.
It's $4,997 for Black Friday special. That's why people are pissed. There's no price change.
I totally get it. I mean, it's common sense. I get why people get mad.
Perception is reality.
Marketing, you got to listen. JCPenney almost went out because they kept everything at the sales price. Crazy thing about business and marketing, there's a bottom line price you can sell it for. I could sell the 100K formula for $497 and be okay with everything. Costs a lot more to make it than $500, but we could do that in cost, right? But nobody's going to do it. We're going to sell it for $5,000. We're going to put a community in it. That's how we're going to do the course because people are making 100K with the course, so it makes sense because they're valuable. My point in saying that is, you have to put out a price on something where it's believable, where people can buy it. And you have to, as marketing, you have to be true with your word. If you say there's a sale, put a sale out. If there's not, there's not. If you do it that way. But anyway, enough about this. I went on a little too long.
What next story do you want to get into?
That's what I was searching for. I was searching for Obama and Vivek, but I couldn't find the whole one that I saw before. There's one where they took every single thing, keeps copying. This is 3 months. I don't know if this is it. I know this isn't really a news article, but I sent it to you. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Play this quick because I like the back. So in here, I don't know if this is the one.
Is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage?
A mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore. It fell back in 1990.
You said Russia in the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back.
Because for a long time, we have professional politicians in the Republican Party who have been running from something. Now is our moment to start running.
That does remind me of Obama.
Throughout the vision of what is American today. If you have a broken car, you don't turn over the keys to the people who broke it again. You hand it over to a new generation to actually fix the problem.
You understand that in this election, the greatest risk we can take is to try the same old politics with the same old players and expect a different result.
Who the heck is this skinny guy?
So he actually has a line about
I'm not
the course. All right.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a...
I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but
So do you see this?
big fan of LeBron James, but I said this, I would like to meet with LeBron, say, LeBron, I've decided I'm going to get out of the presidential business, get out of the real estate business. I'm going to become a basketball coach of women. And I'm going to get him and 4 or 5 other guys to transition. And we are going to have the greatest basketball team in history. We will be undefeated forever. You know, I'm not a big fan of LeBron.
He said that not too long ago. All right. The point, that was a short clip of Vivek. I saw the one I shared you on your phone before. I can't really find that one. It's a guy, and it's a case for Trump. But dude, you can watch it on your phone. Vivek says line after line of what it took a playbook out of Obama, which I don't know if it's a bad thing. Obama won, so you want to copy what's working. But it is troubling because you think like, well, was Obama bought and paid for and put up in front of us, and is Vivek the same way, you know?
It very well could be. It very well could be. I think really what's happening is they're just talking about the same things. So if you and I have the same belief on something, and somebody asks us the same question, right? So I'm going to give you an example. This is what I think is really what's happening until I see more evidence of it. If I say to you, or you and I have the same belief about Jesus, and then somebody asks you, hey, Jeff, who is Jesus to you? And you say, Jesus is the Son of God. He's the Father in heaven. And then somebody says to me, hey, Josh, who do you think Jesus is? And I say, Jesus is the Son of God. He is the Father in heaven. He died for my sins, and he's my Lord and Savior. People are going to say, wow, that's the same thing. It's the same belief, where it's the same answer. So I think what's happening is Vivek is not an idiot, and he's using similar platforms as what Obama has said in certain things. And it's a politician speak. It's very clean. It's very clever. It sounds good, and it gets straight to the point. One thing that I think Vivek does a little bit better than Obama is he's very good at calling out people. Obama really didn't do that. He kind of passively aggressively called out people.
I think the one where I saw it from was a Trump supporter, and like people who love Trump, that like if Vivek has a chance to beat Trump because he is running against Trump, they get mad. Like, well, he's right, Obama, so go Trump, right? This is the videos, okay?
You know what I find, like, and I get that, but what I don't get even more are the people who hate Trump so much that they literally like put flags up, or they wear t-shirts that say lock him up, and they've got like a silhouette of Trump's head on the t-shirt or on the flag. Like, if I hated somebody, if I hated Hitler, I wouldn't put a picture on I wouldn't wear Hitler on my shirt and say lock him up. I wouldn't put him on a flag outside of my house. But people do that about Trump. They get in this really weird way of wanting to like cancel, and like they're obsessed with him to the point it's like, my God.
Trump's pretty good at getting his crowd to chant lock her up with what's her name, you know?
He's polarizing 100%.
Well, with what's her name? Hillary. He got everybody chanting lock her up too, you know?
This is true. All right, let's do one or two more stories. Which one do you want to do next?
What do we have? Read the two.
So we've got the AI model or Sam Altman, and then Merriam-Webster.
Yeah, the AI model we can always touch on later. That's going to happen a lot, so we don't have to do that. Merriam-Webster, that's more of a fun thing to do, maybe at the end, I think.
So let's go into this story real quick. This is OpenAI CEO Sam Altman went on an 18-month, $85 million real estate shopping spree. This is a Business Insider story, including a previously unknown Hawaii estate. So, years before recent drama at OpenAI turned CEO Altman into a household name, the former Y Combinator president went on an extraordinary 18-month, $85 million real estate shopping spree. According to records reviewed by Business Insider, including a previously unreported $43 million Hawaii estate on land that locals describe as historically significant. The purchase, which also included multi-million-dollar residences in San Francisco and Napa, California, took place between early 2020 and mid-2021, when Altman was getting up support for his eyeball-scanning crypto startup WorldCoin and releasing OpenAI products in private beta. Spokesperson for Altman declined to comment. So Altman's precise net worth isn't known. As the CIO of OpenAI, his salary is just $58,333, according to IRS filings, and his equity stake in the company is so small that it's immaterial, he said. He made more than 400 investments in 9 years. Business Insider previously reported in companies across diverse fields such as commercial flights and brain implants. Earlier this year, Altman seemed to take a subtle dig at his fellow tech executives for amassing too much wealth. This concept of having enough money is not something that is easy to get across to other people. But as Altman's wealth has grown, he's become increasingly removed from the daily life, the non-ultra rich. His mother told the Wall Street Journal in March that Altman hadn't been to a grocery store in 4 or 5 years. In 2021, he hired his cousin to manage his family office. Here's where Altman spends his time. And then
Wait, do you know what a family office is?
Say that again.
You know what a family office is?
Tell me.
So it's basically it's a family office is like it's a private equity office of like I could build one down here of all people who have money and we just trade money. And it's where you get money from. Family, they're known in like the really rich circles to manage family offices. It's a private equity way to do money.
So I just have 3 words. Good for him.
Yeah.
I think right now this is something that is being, I think this might have been the reasoning why he was almost voted out. The way this society is built is people do not like it when people amass amount of wealth because that person is a representation of what they do not have. So if you have money and I don't have money, then fuck you. You must be a slime ball. So if you're making money,
yeah, I believe my goal is to be one of the richest men in the world. And I mean that. I'm not even joking. Girl broke my heart. I made the vow on March 17, 2023, and I do plan that. But I don't plan on flaunting it. I don't plan on even, unless they have to declare when I run.
Hold time out. You just said, listen, every guy's had a girl who's breaking his heart. And if you're a guy and you're watching this and you haven't, it's going to happen yet. I have, you have. And then you said, I'm going to be the richest guy in the world, but I'm not going to flaunt it. You just did.
Well, not like flaunt it, like go out in like Lambos and jets and all that, you know?
What makes you say that?
Because Gary Vee is pretty wealthy, and he doesn't flaunt it. And I like how he does his. Hormozy, who knows, man? I never see these guys big accounts. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just do a really good social media marketing, and they lie about being investors in all these companies. Okay,
right?
Because it's all could be right. But Hormozy seems like he does pretty well, and he doesn't really flaunt it. And those brands attract me to it. It's more value in that. Even Patrick and David, he does flaunt a little bit, but not so much anymore. I think he's kind of learned. I mean, he did in the beginning. Now he's flaunting more of his marketing and media.
What do you mean learned? Anybody can flaunt it. It's totally okay. Like, dude, if I have an R8, if I have a Lambo, I'm gonna drive the thing.
No, I'm not saying drive it. There's just a different way you can drive. So here's the thing, and this is what PBD says: is people who are loud about their wealth have a chance to lose it. People who are quiet about it keep it. That's the thing. Elon Musk sold all his stuff and rents right now.
So I'm with you, and I agree on that. People who are loud about their wealth, they put a target on their back. However, having said that, it's also if people have money and they don't spend it, it's a waste. I would rather put that money into somebody's hands who's actually going to enjoy it or going to invest it. But the people have the money and say, hey, listen, I'm not going to flaunt it. I'm just going to keep it. That's their way of flaunting their wealth. Do you know what I mean? Their significance is the same thing. It's the same thing.
No, I know everything. I'm just saying, you just said people don't like it when people show that they have a lot of wealth.
100%. Yeah. Most people will look at it and go.
Still, two things can exist again. I could still be the richest guy in the world where people don't know it. I mean, I guess we're on live stream saying this, so that's bad. I put it out there. But I mean, you can do it without going out and buying an $85 million house. Like, what's his name? I think Gary Vee does a very good job of it. I think Hermosi, that's my point of saying it.
But here's the thing. What do we know what Gary Vee owns for a home or what Hermosi owns?
Yeah, we don't. That's the point.
So why not?
Because they don't flaunt it. It's my point.
I would argue I don't think they are as big in the spotlight as Sam Altman.
Yeah, or Elon Musk. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, Gary Vee could make. I think Sam Altman knows who Gary Vee is.
I would agree, but like also at the same time, what has Gary Vee done? And I love Gary Vee. I'm just saying, but what has he done?
He's been all that stuff, dude. I don't want to go through Gary Vee's history. He's done a lot. He's an entrepreneur. He's done a million things. I can't list it out. I ask, when people ask what I do, I say, do you know what Gary Vee does? They go, kinda. I go, yeah, that's what I do. I do all the same stuff.
That's my point. So Gary Vee is huge and he adds a lot of value. I'm not saying that he doesn't. What I'm saying is he owns VaynerMedia, he owns media company, he does social media coaching, but he wants to buy the jets, but he also invests in companies. You're not entirely sure what he does. It's like a little bit all over the place because Gary Vee is all over the place, right? But with Sam Altman, what does Sam Altman do? Oh, he's the AI guy. ChatGPT, right?
But before then, what you read, when I had my software, someone told me I should take it to the company he was, which is going out now because he got voted off or he went out of it. Y Combinator. It's out in Vegas. Kurt, the VC guy, who I know very well, is a part of it. They go there, everybody goes and pitches. It's very hard. A kid I went to Capitol Grill with just the other night who thinks he's Tristan Tate. He's an audience guy. He's pretty good. He has a pretty good chance. Comes off very much like Tristan Tate. I actually said he reminds me more of Tristan Tate than anybody. He said, I'll take that. But he does. He comes up very well. He was a part of one of the Y Combinator exits. My point in saying all that is Sam Altman now got known because of ChatGPT now. That put him on the map.
100%. Yeah.
Before then, he wasn't really known as that. You know what I mean? If Gary Vee comes out with VeeFriends, and VeeFriends comes bigger than Disney, okay? And VeeFriends does it, which is what he wants. He wants VeeFriends to become bigger than Disney. Do you know VeeFriends?
I've heard of it. I know it's like kid stuff, but like I
know. So it's the whole point. And he's doing a Pokemon. It's his own creation, right?
Well, the reason why I bring this up is the reason why people are attacking Sam Altman, or I don't know. This is conjecture. I have no idea why, but I have a feeling that this guy has amassed a lot of wealth, and I think when you do that, unfortunately, it does put a target on your back. Now, I'm saying it's not a bad thing. Listen, the more doors you go into, the more hands you shake, the more people you meet, you're eventually going to piss one of those people off. And the more money you make, the more opportunities you have to piss people off. And I think possibly what could have happened, and I don't know, this is all conjecture. I think if the way that article was written in a snarky way of saying, look at this guy. He's not like one of the regular people. But we're all regular people. We're all born and we all die. But people tend to judge people based on how much money they have in their bank account, which I'm saying is not a bad thing. You can learn from that person, but don't put them down. But I think what happened is maybe unintentionally, Sam Altman put a target on his back.
I agree.
All right, we're going to get into the next story. You want to take this one?
Yeah, this will be the last story. This will be a good way to end it. This is perfect, starting with Elon Musk being the most authentic person of saying whatever he wants and basically having F you money to literally say F you and be authentic. Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year, and this is a lovely NPR story, definitely wasn't picked by AI. So if what we search for is any indication of what we value, that things aren't looking great for artificial intelligence. Authentic. And this is what I've been saying, and I'll go on paper saying this. Authentic was selected as 2023 Word of the Year by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, landing the most looked up words in the dictionary of 500,000 entries. The company said in a press release on Monday, after all, this was the year ChatGPT disrupted everything. Hollywood actors and writers to picket lines. Celebrities like Prince Harry and Britney Spears sought to tell their own stories. Certain New York congressmen got a taste of comeuppance after lying. The summer hottest blockbuster was about a world of pristine plastic colliding with flesh and blood reality. On social media, millions signed up to be Rebel beautifies beauty filters sparkled by a big botlish, and Elon Musk told brands to be more authentic on Twitter. Now X, which is what we're doing right now. We're being authentic on Twitter before deciding to charge them all $8 a month to prove who they are, who they say. A little dig on them. 2023 was the year of authenticity morphed into performance. It's very meaningful and fuzzy amidst onslaught of algorithms and alternative facts. The more we crave it, the more we question it. Although clearly designed, desirable, quality, authentic is a hard to define subject to debate. To the recent sense, many people the dictionary. Merriam-Webster said on today's lookups for the word saw a substantial increase in 2023. From a word that we might associate with a certain kind of reality, authentic comes with more than one meaning. So it's a synonym for real, defined as not false, or, which is crazy, is not false. True to one's own personality, spirit, or character, sneakily conforming to an original to reproduce essential features. This may be why we connect to ethnicity, but also identify in larger sense. In this age where artificial artifice seems to be advanced daily, and what we collected to go back. The dictionary, additionally, 13 words stood out. Not surprising, quite a few had the direct tie-in. Year's biggest stories. So EGOT thing.
So what is your summation of this?
So being a marketing guy, okay, the reason why I picked this out, and this, when I was blowing up on Clubhouse and everybody got sick. You cannot say the word authentic because everybody kept saying, guess what? Be authentic. In a world where there's going to be clones, we're going to clone myself with AI and Jeff GPT and all that stuff too. The thing that's going to be the most is authentic. With the world where we're going to have all talking things, if you do the opposite right now, you don't go with the thing and you are more real, like what we're doing, live content, people are going to strive this, okay? This is what they're going to crave. It was in 2023. It's only going to increase more with more doppelgangers, more AI nanos, things. And the reason why Elon will win to close out this thing over Disney and all this stuff advertised is because he's the most authentic out of everybody. He's not pandering to anybody. He's saying what he does and he's doing it. And that's an authentic always wins in marketing.
I agree. When I hear authentic, my mind goes to gut reaction, because the challenge is you can say you're being authentic, but people can watch you and get a gut reaction, go, something's off about this guy, because they're not being authentic. They're off about something. They're not being honest. They're not being forthright. Happens a lot with entrepreneurs and business people because they're trying to wear too many hats and people think something's off. Oh, man, I don't know what this guy's doing. But it is refreshing to have people like Elon Musk, who is authentic. Take him or leave him. He literally has FU money. He literally just said FU to people. And I think being authentic is more than what people think it means now. I think it means being brutally honest with yourself so you can be a better version of yourself every single day. Because most people are hiding things. We're all hiding things. And some people don't believe that they are, but we're all hiding things. We're all embarrassed about one thing. We're all scared that one thing is going to happen to us. And I think being authentic is just being radically true to yourself so you can confront those demons and then be able to open and admit to it so you can be a better person every single day. I mean, for me, I learned that lesson hard when I was going through anxiety, when I was having digestive issues, when I thought I was having to go to the bathroom like 24/7, and it was embarrassing. And it was hard. It was hard to go through. Panic, anxiety all the time. And I pretended like it didn't exist. But the way I was able to combat it is to say it did exist and go, I need to face this. But most people aren't. They're not authentic to their fears. If they're not authentic to their fears, people are going to catch on that they're lying about something.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And with that said, 9/29, I think I don't know if it's a Minnect call. It's also a Date with Destiny call. Tony Robbins is going to be here. I might be going there on day 4, December 4th. my buddy Tony Rodriguez is going to be there. We might get lunch. He's coming down to West Palm, which is about an hour away.
You're just going for day 4, or you're just meeting somebody up at day 4?
So no, I think he told me he would get me a ticket. I mean, technically, I got Tony's number by that guy, Ryan Zofahi, all these Titans and Tony. I always want to go to Tony's events. I was told that you have to go to UPW before Date with Destiny, because I'm in such a search of getting.
I've been following Tony for longer than you have. Whoever's saying that's trying to sell you something. Tony never said that.
Yeah, I figured. I know, but I don't think they were trying to sell. I think they were just trying to say. All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right, Jeff's got to go, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Next J&J podcast is, let's say, for Sunday, maybe Sunday night. And if you guys like this, please like, subscribe, support us. We got one more subscriber. We are very appreciative of you who subscribe to the J&J podcast show. Be great, guys. Follow Jeff at Jeff the Entrepreneur. Follow me at Josh Lewis Growth. You can go to joinmasteringmanagement.com to learn more about how to be a better manager and leader to lead your life. Jeff, you got anything else?
No, go find me on Manect. Manect will be a humorous sponsor of us. But if you want to connect, find me on Manect, Jeff J. Cunningham.
Manect, Jeff J. Cunningham. Be great, guys. Thank you.